Testing 1, 2, 3. I hope this is not too loud. Oh well. Hello there. This video is for all those struggling with world particles. I'm going to give you a small tutorial. Hopefully this will help out. This is something I wish I had when I first began. I am going to make this pretty short. Hopefully I won't ramble. Now, I'm going to assume that you've already been able to do something like upload an avatar to VRChat, and you already have a basic understanding as to how to make particle systems work on your avatar. By which I mean you are at least able to make a local particle of anything like shooting a bullet or a fire effect, what have you. Now, I'm here to show you how to do a world particle simulation using rigid bodies. This is going to be quick and easy. Just watch. I'm going to use something pretty basic that everyone should hopefully have. This blue guy. One of the Blue Man group. Alright. Let's get started. This guy pretty much is ready to be uploaded instantly. Except for his visings. But we're not here for visings. Now, I'm gonna go inside this guy. No homo. I am just gonna make a little simple, I guess, particle blast out of his hand. So, let's start with our particle systems. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this is using Unity 2017 4.15 F1. So this is as up to date as, well, it can be at the moment. Let's get into those effects. Alright, what do we have here? It's gotta be shooting already. Alright, let's start by making this not so big. 0.5, no, 2? Yeah, that should work. Alright, let's go into emissions. Looks like a smidgen too much for me right now. Just let's go down to 5. Let's go into the shape. I'm going to use, well, clearly not this. I'm going to mesh. Position this guy. Let's rotate 90 degrees. Nice. Shooting particles. Is that too long of a lifespan? Maybe yes. Maybe yes it is. 3. Speed. Yeah, about 10. Just play, stop. Looks nice. I'm not going to get fancy here. This looks pretty good right now. Closing this. This particle is pretty basic stuff. It's just your default particle. It's a nice little fuzzy, edgeless particle. So that's done. Let's just see what it looks like in play mode. Right now it's local. So wherever I move my arm, shoulder, wherever this is parented to, it is going to be following straight on like a stick, like a laser. Alright, now let's switch this particle system to here. Where's this emission space? It's currently on local. Now let's switch it to world. Going back here into play, you'll see that it should work nicely. Only here on Unity, but when you upload this into VRChat, fun stuff tends to happen, like your particles are not exactly emitting out of your hand. They may be emitting way above you, way below you, way behind you, anywhere except for your hand. We don't want that. We want this to work properly in VRChat. Oh, side note, once you do get this world particle down, a nice big plethora of options will be open to you, which includes collision, triggers. The one I like is collision, and sub-emitters. However, I try not to abuse that too much because it does tend to garner up a lot of particles when you go into sub-emitter and, collision. When, for example, you shoot a ball of fire into a wall, it hits, and then that ball of fire blows up into smaller particles. Gives it a nice realistic look, but it tends to slow people down. Let's be nice and courteous to others. Alright. Particle system is ready. Just going to close this up for a bit. I'm going to click up here to the main boy. Going to open up, right clicking, create an empty game object. Now this I'm going to name. I usually like to call them by wherever the particle is emanating from. Like if I had it on my hand, it's going to be hand. If I had it, in my eyes, I'll call it head or eyes. So this is going to be called a hand joint, blunt. Going to, oops, what am I doing? Sorry. Going to add this clip, hand joint. Going into here. Going to put fix joint into the add component. Click on this. Always remember, take off the drag. Do not use gravity because it'll look slightly weird. Let's see. That's ready. Now let's go back into our hand. Not the particle. This particle, it's ready. It's pretty much basically ready. What we want to do is put a rigid body onto our hand. This, which is the particle system, is parented to the hand and the hand to everything else. But we're starting right here. Sorry, there we go. All right, back into this component. We're going to put a rigid body, just our IG. That's a nice shortcut. The same what we did. Now we're going to do the same what I've done to the hand joint. That is, take off the drag, put 0. Do not use gravity. Now, but the difference here, this is the rigid body. This is where the particle is not really gonna. I'll show you later. The particle system is not really going to stay here. It will move eventually to the hand joint. But for now, I'm this up. We're going to put up the constraints. Where are you? There we are. We're going to freeze positions and rotation, all of them. Only on the, come on boy, only on the rigid body of your hand or wherever your particles you want to emit are coming from. In this case, it's the hand, my right hand. It's ready. Now, let's go back to the hand joint. In hand joint, we have the little mix of rigid body and fixed joint inside the connected body. You want to click this beauty and you're likely going to see nothing here because it's on assets. Let's move it to the scene. And where is it? Here it is. Right hand. Clicking it. Sets it up. Alright, they're connected. I have an oversight here. Now, for me, I usually make an FX folder and then put the particle system inside it. I should have done that earlier. Sorry about that. Here, let's do it right now. Alright, by clicking on the hand. Let's create an empty body. Rename this FX or whatever you would like. Like you can easily remember. Now see, this is the particle system is already nice inside the hand. Maybe not inside the hand, but the wrist. But you know, good enough. Let's grab that particle system. Put her in here. Now, just to make sure, click on that FX. Make sure that it's really centered on, right here, centered onto the hand. So it is, in our case, nice and centered, somewhat, so long as it's there. Alright. Where am I? Oh, yes. Now you see this hand joint? As soon as I click it, you'll see that it's not really in position to the hand. I found a somewhat easy way of doing this whole centering onto your hand or wherever you want that emitter to be, is to just grab it. Grab that hand joint, put it right underneath whatever it's going to be emitting. In my case, the hand. It still says it's down there. Don't worry. Right click on transform and then put reset. It'll instantly go to wherever it is parented to, which is our hand. And that's right on it. Beautiful. Clicking on FX, same positions. Nice, right? Now I could just put this into the hand, but I have like a habit of not doing that. Taking the hand back out of the armature, which I forgot to tell you, this has to be completely out of the body and the armature, making sure, like armature, and you have armature, body, and these weird ass groups. Alright. The effects is going to come out now. Going into our hand joint. Let's close up armature. Just going to close this up to make it a little simpler. We want this hand joint or whatever joint of wherever you're fixing this emitter to be right in betwixt the body and armature. Just make sure that it is not parented to either which. In which case, this is not parented to anyone. Just right here. Look at her. Let me open her up. It's our FX. That is our emitter. Play it. Yes, looks beautiful. Plays. We are going to push play just to test it out. That does function, and sure enough, I should say, does. Because I'm going to be moving that shoulder. It is now using the rigid bodies, all its wonderful magic, to actually be a whirl particle. Look at that. How pretty is that? Okay, let's turn that off. You must forgive me, this is my first tutorial. I'm not too experienced at teaching others not something like this. Now, my friends, this whirl particle system is ready. Now you want to be making a gesture, a hand gesture or a desktop gesture. This thing will be humanoid, not a generic object. Now, before we go into gesture override, the reason I put particle system into another folder like FX or whatever you would call it is so that upon doing our gesture override, this particle system is not going to be busting open once you do your whole little like puppet and gesture override. Our little man here or whatever avatar is going to bust down into a weird bicycle stance, of which for whatever reason, I don't know the specifics, it destroys the whirl particle connection. And instead of having it emitting from wherever you want, as soon as this guy goes down to a bike stance, this is just going to be staying there, floating, and busted as always before. So, for that not to happen, it's inside a folder. Now, do not hide this particle system. Keep it nice and visible. But what you will hide is this. Click on the folder that this is parented to. Hide it. Alright, that should do it. Now then, let's click entirely on this blue man group. I like to just hide it first. Click back in here, Control D, or write it to duplicate it. Name it something else. Mine's going to be, come on, handshot. Time to hide it. There, this guy is. Unity 2017 4.15 F1 seems to be a little different when it comes to doing this whole override jazz. I used to do a different procedure for this, but whatever, it feels like it's somewhat easier. Alright then, we're going to go into Animation tab, which should be here. If it's not, it's usually inside your Windows. Animation, Control 6. I probably shouldn't really remind you, since if you're at this point in Particles where you want to make world particles, you already know how to do this. Now, voice, okay. Going to name this new animation same as the and shot. Saving it. Now, we are going to hit this little red button, the record. As soon as I do, sure enough, he will bust down into this whole bike stance, or Karate Kid stance, whichever it is. Doesn't matter. She's good, or he's good. Whatever this guy is. Open it up. Go into your hand. Go into FX. You see that it is still hidden. It's good. But look, we're recording. Unhide it. Turn off previews. Alright, turn off previews. Now highlight this. Control C for copy. Go up one frame. Not more than one frame, just one. Control V. Before that, unhighlight that. Boom. Uncheck preview. And look at that, he's still in that nice T-pose stance, showing his dominance on the world. Let's play. And nice. It's actually following his hand and emanating from the hand, from the actual rotation and position that we want it to. Now, I can't really go inside the arm and the shoulder and then to start moving it about. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't allow it, but for me it doesn't. What we can do is close that up. Slap me sideways. One sec. Grab a hand of him entirely, then you can spin around. Though it looks a little choppy here, don't worry. But I'm just demonstrating that it is connected to him. Control Z. Turn it off. Blue Man group is ready to go. Do not mess any more in here, just close him down. Turn that off. Go back to your original Blue Man. Come on, there you go. Mr. Blue Man is ready. Except for, our basics. Gotta get that animation override. So let's go into VRC, SDK, dependencies, oops, see those. Examples. Samples, animation, Control override, Control D to duplicate. Close this beautiful baby up and pull him out. Go into assets, go back into assets, and here's our copy. Slow double click, and I like to call it something like my Annie or animation. Let's click on them. our VRC avatar descriptor. It's pretty much ready on this generic blue man. Let's grab this Annie, put him in here. Onto standing and sitting animations. Okay. Click on Annie, your custom override. Grab hand and put it to whichever you would like. I usually put projectiles into something hard that I won't accidentally activate. I put it in rocket. Before that, let's not forget to do this. Click on your animation and take off loop time, just to not have some fun time later. So, it's ready. He's ready. Let's go to VRChat. Let's build and publish. People have probably seen me around. I've been on VRChat for about 6 months now. And, well, it's a great community. It's lots of fun. Weird people. Lots of weird people. But it's a fun place to be. Usually. Alright, I am just going to cut off from here. And I'll show you guys the...
Well, and the results. Blue Man group. Let's start firing. Yay, it works. It's probably a long-ass lifetime, but, you know, it works. Dun, 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 dun. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helped. Please be courteous to others when using these kind of particles. See you guys.